laudable Courtney Piggott.
Compton Graves.
I trust your journey from the mainland was of reasonable comfort.
It was quite dicey, Mr. Graves. Quite dicey.
That is a rickety railway bridge. Well, I hope your stay on the island will be more agreeable.
Fortunately, it won't be as long as your stay.
You're right about that. Few permitted access to these dwellings, Mr. Piggott.
Well, my work affords me considerable status.
Yes, I've read your work, and the periodicals are finer for it. Haven't they been reducing the articles you write, though?
May we begin?
Please. I'm keen to reacquaint.
Mr. Graves, you have had a sentence of death imposed for your crimes.
Yes.
Crimes that many people would find inhuman, barbaric.
Yes.
You agree that your crimes are inhuman and barbaric?
I agree that many would find them inhuman and barbaric.
But you do not.
Barbarity and inhumanity are subjective. One nation may eat dogs, as a matter of course. Another would find it repugnant. I have never eaten dogs.
Well, no, but people, Mr. Graves. People. Your victims? Is there anything you'd like to say on that?
I have confessed to everything with which I've been charged.
Everything with which you have been charged. Is there more?
I'm not a fool, Mr. Piggott.
It is well known that there are question marks over other victims. It's also well known that those question marks point to you.
Arrows point, Mr. Piggott. Question marks question, and questions do not make a case.
You do not feel the need to simply confess to these additional crimes?
Why should I? Do they want me to? No. They have me now. They have me in here.
Exactly. What's one more confession to you? What's one more victim?
You're assuming they are my victims.
Is it that great a leap? Mr. Graves, I am appealing for the families of these unclaimed victims. Can you not hold your hand up and say, yes, I did that too? If only to ease their pain?
What you don't understand, and it's the reason you're here to find out, is that the subsequent pain upon a victim's loved ones is at least in part pleasurable. The act itself is but one element. The victim may be gone, but the pain endures.
Is that why you do it, these things?
I don't say so, no.
Then why?
Why do you write, Mr. Piggott? Why does a painter paint or a doctor heal or a teacher teach, Mr. Piggott? Surely you did not come here to find out why.
I came to hear your story. The story no one else cared to tell. I am indeed here to find out why.
I tried to change, Mr. Piggott. God knows I did. But there is nothing else. I do this because I must.
You tried to change. Do you expect me to believe that, Mr. Graves? Do you expect my readers to believe that you tried to change? That you wanted to be good and proper?
Of course, and I expect you to believe it, because you came to me, you called this interview, and you walked through that door with an open mind. Or was I mistaken, Mr. Piggott? I tried to better myself, but it's alien to me to do what is good and proper. And although it meant my incarceration and death, I have accepted who I am, Mr. Piggott. I have embraced it.
It is your calling.
It is my calling.
So how does it feel to have that taken away? Your calling, your very life.
Taken away?
Taken away, Mr. Graves. You cannot continue.
Why?
Why?
Why, Mr. Piggott? There's always a way to do what one must.
In here, within the walls of this institution, you have found a way to persist? How? Well, did the guards not notice killing in these corridors? Cannibalism? Does the governor not? What of the authorities?
The authorities don't care for the lives of those in here, Mr. Piggott. Not one of them, and I doubt they care much for yours. It's why you're here.
I very much disagree. I am a valued member of society.
In the eyes of this autocracy, no one is, Mr. Piggott, and you know it well.
I am a writer, Mr. Graves. That is why I am here. I broke the story on your crimes.
And now you want the final chapter of madness. Very well, Mr. Piggott. When you brought my deeds to light, you could say that curiosity gained the better of the high society. As such, my services were rendered beneficial.
Beneficial. services.
Yes. I've been appointed head chef for this facility and consider the governor and her friends in the ruling classes my loyal patrons.
Good God.
Does that satisfy your journalistic curiosity? I see you've been making headlines yourself of late, Mr. Piggott. I empathise. It's quite unpleasant being the subject of police scrutiny, isn't it? Ah.
Agatha. Is there anything you'd like to say to Agatha's family, Mr. Graves?
A well-placed shot to the heart, Mr. Piggott. I congratulate you. Agatha was my one mistake. No. I have nothing to say to her family. Her daughter's a reprehensible brat, and her husband, well, I've fairly well despised my brother-in-law since day one. I'm sure the feeling's mutual.
It is.
I just wish I'd spoken up sooner. It may well have saved her life.
Meaning?
With a floundering career, Mr. Piggott, and subpar finances, the death of my sister secured you not only the marital home, but also our family's wealth. And raising that swine daughter alone will doubtless garner you an abundance of sympathy.
I tread carefully, Mr. Graves.
My relation to Agatha was a blessing. I'm a convenient patsy, and now you feel you can pen a personal essay on the infamous Compton Graves in the hopes of reviving your career and clearing your own name of suspicion in her demise. Does that somewhat resemble the truth, Mr. Piggott, the truth you're so desperate to find?
I refuse to listen to the ramblings of a lunatic.
It's right there in black and white.
Baseless allegations.
We're more alike than you cared to be, Mr. Piggott.
The difference being you'll see your grave long before I see mine.
I doubt that.
Of course you do. Because you are quite mad.
It's a consensus. It's why we're in this hospital.
I may remind you that this is not just a hospital. It is a facility for correction and punishment, and it appears to me there's a complete absence of both. The sooner your death is implemented, the better. God! See me out! God!
Your insistence on meeting with me really was convenient, Mr. Piggott. But instead of you receiving my confession, I can have my revenge. And for that, I thank you. Also, the authorities are concerned that their feasting on the meat of the criminally insane will cause neurological ramifications for themselves. Logical fears, in my opinion, but nonetheless is a, quote, innocent meat they desire from now on. Clean meat.
If you have any faith in the accusations you've made against me, you can't possibly believe I'm clean meat.
I don't. But technically, you've not been found guilty of anything yet. A loophole I'm willing to exploit.
You can't do this. I have a daughter, damn it. What of Carson?
You needn't worry yourself over Carson, Mr. Piggott. I'm having her collected from school today.
What?
And brought here.
For what purpose?
Innocent meat, Mr. Piggott. Consider her veal. Get some rest, Mr. Piggott.
No. No.